I'm going to start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Panels, we still believe that the whole feminism actions could only be supported by going against K-pop, just because first, they're contributing in creation of beauty standards. Second, the development having much problems realized within. Third, it's disrupting cultures and many good movements like feminism itself. The opposition said that they don't understand. The opposition said that they don't understand the main reason of why we're blaming K-pop as main actors. Here is why. As the opening of opposition and prior members of this house agreed over the robust of K-pop in world, we could assume that they are the main example, followed up by the whole nations. Now move to my details about first, K-pop fulfilling over the demand of patriarchal society. Second, our opposing movements to be considered as something radical and not good for the youngest. And third, K-pop as the main examples for another country's entertainment industry. First, we could see the inconsistency of opposition as they do agree of how certain beauty standards circulating over the society, and K-pop as the main example as linked to my prior statement. This is why we see it problematic. They are actually emphasizing the beauty standards as they are stalling over the highlights of the world. Second, our opposing movements as something radical and might not be good for our countries. Let me give you more related examples. Our parents are being strict about the time when you should go home just to make sure you're safe, right? And it actually should be admitted as something help us to be safe till this far. Those are goods. So we do acting as parents in this case, being strict over bad things for the sake of the youngest futures. We're not limiting over baseless things, panels. And third, K-pop as the main example of another country's entertainment. Here is another inconsistency of the opposite sides. It's proven that what's entertaining, what's interesting, how it's supposed to look like presenting in K-pop industry as something should be followed up by another countries that might have another charms for their own cultures, jokes, and their appearances. Now, panels, we still believe about the urgency of applying our motion of opposing the K-pop. So now move to my exclusive extensions. I'm going to extend on first, the impact to the culture, and second, the impact to the mental stability of the youngest. Here, let me start for the first one. The impact to culture. Culture here, I'm going to give same ideas in our mind about something presents by the means of languages, appearances, and etc. And this is important as countries having their own cultures, and our movements is actually helping them, is actually encouraging them. And by opposing the K-pop industry, by applying our motion, we could prevent the cultural discriminations and let the culture be preserved and developed in better ways. What's going to be the likelihood? The base case in our side, if we could apply our motion, we could see the lessened case over discrimination as people actually stalling over the lights. Instead, more cases of our people actually being educated and more respecting over their own cultures that are already being hidden up by the K-pop cultures this far. And this is the best scenario that could be reached, as our people are having tendencies to be example-oriented. What's coming up in front of their eyes, they're going to follow up. And by the means of lessening up the K-pop industry, we're helping them to see more of their own cultures, not ruling over the K-pop industry. The worst thing that might be happen by applying this motion is we couldn't let the case over discrimination decreasing much as we expect. But by the help of by against the K-pop industry, we're actually helping people to be more educated and respecting over their own culture. That would be contributing in perseverance of their countries in many good ways, and later over the discriminations and the cultural discriminations. I'm going to move into my second argument, which is about the mental stability. Here I'm going to I'm going to define the mental stability as when you feel safe, content, proud of yourself. The main thing that we are encouraging here by our movements. This is important as the number of people actually suffering mental illnesses are increasing and leading us over nation bad states. And by applying our motion, by going against K-pop cultures, we are lessen up the example of certain standards that are actually leading to more insecurities that would trigger the mental stability and actually helping them to get more stabilities. And that's why our best scenario that might be happen in our site is if we could apply it, we could help people to be less insecurities over what's good in others' perspective, as we're actually seeing less numbers of certain appearances. Later we could be more open up about our preference and things, being less insecure and actually developing more stabilities, mental stabilities. Even if it couldn't be happen perfectly, our motion being applied, we could see that this is helping people. Never mind. Okay, we could see that it's actually could be happen as I could say it once again that K-pop as the main example and making them as the main standards and main issues of insecurities of the girls, and that's why we are going against it as feminists. I think that's all that I could say. Still rooting over the government motion. Thank you.
I will start my debate in 3, 2, 1. Hannah, we still support the motion about doing feminist movement should aggressively oppose the K-pop industry because create or return the culture of natural beauty, mentality, and make a general economic. 3 points for rebuttal opposition team. First, about the internationality of beauty standard. If they say that will generally beauty standard, that's not true at all. Why? Because we cannot control all of the people mind or feeling for what they want look like or what should they look like. If you make internalization standard of beauty, they just make a beauty come from a number or standard, not from the natural of yourself. So if by internalization of beauty standard can make people didn't do the trend, that is wrong. Because every mindset of the person is a different. You can change that by just do generalization standard beauty. Second, we can stop exciting trend and change the lifestyle. Someone just with the influence with the little thing, like a saying, you should see the Western or Hollywood actress come from the local culture. Why? Back to the first thing, every mindset is a different. Every person mindset have a different thing. That because trend is now being a lifestyle in every place, you can change the trend, you can change the lifestyle, because that is a natural. In the world, because in influence is now is a general, is a bigger way. Start from media social. Imagine the African people now use a media social to create content that give in their condition, that give you view. This is a condition of Africa now. So that is a trend, that is a lifestyle. So if you want to stop the trend and lifestyle, you should stop from the root, from the start at the beginning, with the aggressively obsessed the K-pop industry. The last, this is important because you can change the mindset of the people, of the feeling. You can, if the opposition say, you can push the people to have a same thing with you. That is wrong. Why? Because if you think you give an example, your girlfriend didn't want to make too much love with the idol. The truth is, if you say if the normal people never think to have more loving to their idol, that is not true. The truth, the many people, especially in Indonesia, have excess love from the idol. Why? Especially to K-pop idol. Many people in social media post how they're loving, how they're so much love the person like a like Lee Min Ho, like the actress in the BTS, in the Blackpink. There is more love. They put the picture in their profile of their media social. Is that not same with excessive love, too much love with the idol? That you should put thing that if you want to love yourself, be your love with the nature. If the opposition say, if we stop the industry, if K-pop industry can make economic some country from the cosmetic, from the production, skincare or anything drop, that is wrong. Because if we stop the K-pop industry, in general, we can make many opportunity to build the business or the something new that look beauty from the natural, from your inner beauty. So if that is destroy the economy, that is wrong. Because many way to make to build the economy some country. So why this is important? Because inner beauty or natural beauty come from yourself. If you have mindset, the beauty just look like the K-pop. So that is a destroy the mental too. That you should build your mental with the for the strong mental. You is a beauty inside, not the outside. Not because Lisa Blackpink more than beauty than you, so you can have a boyfriend. So think if we stop this industry, we can make the mental health in the world, the natural beauty in yourself. So ladies and gentlemen, the feminist movement should aggressively approach the K-pop industry to make many natural beauty in your life and in yourself. I promise me, thank you.